Ever feel peckish for some rock and roll that doesn't just sound cool, but actually shatters reality as you know it? Well, grab your leather pants in poetic despair because we're diving into The Doors, a band that didn't just break through. They kicked the doors down with a psychedelic force strong enough to warp time itself. First off, The Doors never had a bassist on stage. That's right. While most bands relied on a dude thumping four strings in the corner, Ray Manzarek decided he could handle it himself. One hand on the organ, the other on the bass line. Because why have two musicians when you can have one doing twice the work? Efficiency at its finest. Now let's talk Riders on the Storm, a song so haunting it basically invented the concept of brooding in a rainstorm. Morrison whispered ghostly backup vocals underneath his main track, making it feel like his voice was creeping into your subconscious. And the lyrics? Inspired by a real-life hitchhiker turned serial killer. Nothing like a little murder mystery to keep things interesting. Then we've got Break On Through to the Other Side, which would have been even wilder if not for some good old-fashioned censorship. The label chopped out the phrase "she gets high" because apparently the 60s weren't ready to admit that people, got high. But Morrison didn't care. Live shows always included the full version, censorship be damned. Speaking of Morrison not caring, let's talk about Roadhouse Blues. It's the ultimate late-night, beer-soaked blues rock anthem. And Morrison, ever the method actor, was allegedly so drunk during the recording session that he could barely stand. Did it stop him? Absolutely not. In fact, it just made the track feel even more like the sound of a reckless night spiraling out of control. Oh, and that line, "woke up this morning and got myself a beer," that wasn't just a lyric, it was a lifestyle choice. Morrison lived it so authentically that it became one of the most quoted lines in rock history. And let's not forget the ultimate Doors motto, "What a long, strange trip it's been." That's from Truckin', right? Wrong. That's the Grateful Dead. But don't worry, Truckin' and the Doors' entire catalog share the same DNA. A soundtrack for misfits, wanderers, and anyone peckish for something far, far beyond the ordinary. So if you haven't blasted the Doors at full volume recently, what are you even doing? It's time to break on through.